how to bounce back after a rough breakup. Because, yeah, I'm not sure if you have been through a breakup. I have been, and it was quite intense. Especially my first one, yeah, the first breakup that I've been through it's actually the reason why I'm standing here right now today doing this. My first breakup was after a long-term relationship, 12 and a half years, and that relationship turned toxic, so that at some point the breakup was like an toxic atomic bomb exploding in my face. And I lost my house, lost everything in that house, lost access to our dogs, the car, the money was gone. And I lost access to my first daughter. Yeah, I have 2 daughters right now. The youngest one is 8 months, but the oldest one is 17. She's gonna turn 18 in September, and I haven't talked to her since she was 2. Yeah, so just to explain a little bit why I'm doing what I'm doing and why I'm talking to you here today, it's not because I want to help you get your wee-wee wet. It's because I want to hear less guys talking about how they have kids in a relationship that turned toxic. That's actually the real core of my internal fire, because I speak to a lot of guys daily that tell me, that they literally reflect my own story back to me. So that's what drives me. So yeah, with me, it also started with a relationship turning toxic, and with a pretty rough breakup. Yeah, it was quite an emotional kick in my balls. So if you are going through a breakup right now, let me tell you, you are not the only one. We have a community filled with guys who woke up, yeah, who who finally felt the need to start taking action and improving themselves after a breakup. Yeah, so you're not alone. You're welcome to join us so that you can share in the pain, but also in the laughs. Yeah, because we laugh about it now, and it is what it is. But let me tell you something. Most men, I mean, the pain that you feel right now, this is something that most men never hear. Yeah, but the pain that you feel right now is probably the best thing that could have happened to you. Because it's your wake-up call. It was for me, and it was not necessarily the breakup. For me, it was already the relationship turning toxic that was, it kind of shocked my system. But for a lot of guys, it's the wake-up call. It's the breakup. Now, you can stay down and feel sorry for yourself and let this break you and feel, like start believing everything that you want to believe, all the negative things about the other sex. Or you can use this as fuel to become a new man. And I'm not going to say become the kind of man who never has to feel this way again, because if you deal with women, if you have relationships, there's a big chance that it might go wrong. But let's see it this way, yeah? Because a lot of guys, they experience a breakup after they get dumped. Now, here's the brutal truth. Your ex most likely is moving on. She is not sitting around waiting for you, wondering if she made the right decision. Yeah, she's out there. She's gone. And if you don't step up, you're going to stay stuck thinking about someone, a person who's moving on. And that's not the best place for a man to be. Yeah? So in this training, what I want for you is hopefully to at least inspire you a little bit and to motivate you a little bit to, as I like to say it, especially here in Dutch, is to step out of your bath filled with bitch energy so that you can move forward. Now, a lot of men do not move forward because they are stuck in a few negative beliefs. And one of those negative beliefs is that, especially men who, right after they get done, for some reason, they believe that they are not good enough. They're not good enough. All the quality women are taken, and all the quality women only want men who are rich, and only men who are famous or who are genetically gifted, which is complete bullshit. It's quite simple. Yeah, what quality women want, and I'm not talking about all women, yeah, because we also know that there's a lot of bimbos out there, and sure, but we don't deal with them. Yeah, we want to deal with quality women, so that's what I'm talking about. A quality lady, and yes, they are more than enough out there. Yeah, don't get me started. But they want a man who is confident, who is driven, who has his life together, who's emotionally imbalanced, not emotionally vulnerable, emotionally in balance. Yeah, an emotionally balanced man. She's not looking for perfection. Even though more and more women are, how do you say that? Like they're going upwards, yeah? Women are doing really well. Women don't need men anymore. I get that. So instead of being or becoming the man that she needs, become the man that she wants. And what does every woman want? A confident man, driven man, who working towards his goals, who has his life. Well, you don't even have to have your life together, man. When I think about it, the times that I met the most women and had like I danced with a lot of women, let's put it like that, was times where I did not have myself together at all. At all. And I've seen it, not only with me, but with a lot of guys around me as well. Yeah, they did not have their life together, but they were driven. They had passion for what they were doing. They were building. They were going somewhere, which is attractive. You're communicating a lot of attractive traits when you do so. Yeah, when you're plowing towards your goals, when you're plowing towards your, when you're a man on your mission. So you don't have to be perfect, but have something that you can strive towards. Yeah? Because the truth is, this is what I've learned, and I did not believe it at first, but the only thing standing between you and the dating life you want, or the amazing relationship that you want, is your own excuses. Yeah, you don't have to be a millionaire. Yeah, it would be good if you are. My wish for you, if that's something that you want to be, is that you accomplish it, but you don't have to be one. You don't need to be, what is it? 2 meters? What is 2 meters in English? Like you English people have, what is it? Like feet? 6 feet, 5, 6 feet, 6. You don't have to have to be a man, that perfect sculpted body of Aquaman. You need to be a man who backs himself and acts like a leader in his own life. That's what gets attention. That's what gets respect. That's what people in general find interesting, and that's what's attractive to women. So we're going to have to destroy the lie that you are walking around with, that you can't start providing or proving to yourself that you can, that you actually can be that man. Another lie that men believe is that they need to wait to feel ready before taking action. Well, let me tell you, I speak with a lot of guys. Yeah, we have a mentorship program running for the past 5 years now. What I've learned, and also from my own bullshit, yeah, what I've learned is that there's always a reason why you are not ready enough. There's always something. You don't have to have everything figured out before you start putting yourself out there. Like, for an example, yeah, I'm the owner of a kickboxing school here in Holland. And sometimes people join a trial class. Yeah, they haven't done any exercise in a long time, so their physical condition is, well, it sucks. And then they come and train, and they like the training. For some weird reason, they like me. They like the atmosphere. You know, everything is in place. And then they tell me, you know, when I'm in better shape, I'm going to come back and join the trainings. I'm going to come back and join the class. When I'm in better shape, which I'm going to probably hope for happening in a magical way when I sit at home at the sofa watching TV, when my physical condition magically improves, then I will take the step. No, that's not how it works. You have to do it in order to grow. You have to do it. You have to join the classes in order for your physical condition to improve. So you can't, especially when it comes to meeting women, yeah, in social environments, which is what I continuously preach. I do not focus on dating apps. They suck. Everything that I'm talking about is for you to get out there and do what you have to do as a social creature, which is be social. And I understand very well that, especially today, for a lot of men, you know, they haven't built up social confidence. But confidence in a social environment, or confidence while approaching groups of strange people, women, it's not something that you can wait for. It's something that you earn. It's something that you build up by stepping up, going out there, taking risks. Yeah, something that you have to do as a man, if you ask me. And embracing the process of growth. And that's how you build confidence. By not necessarily liking it, but still doing it because the outcome that you want is on the other side of that deep, shark-infested water that you have to swim through. That's how you build confidence. That's how you earn your confidence. By embracing the process, by not focusing on the outcome, yeah, by not focusing on, am I going to get a phone number? Am I going to be able to take a woman home? Am I going to meet the woman of my dreams tonight? If not, the night has sucked. That's not how it works. Every successful guy that you see today, whether it's a CEO, whether it's a top athlete, or the guy who effortlessly talks to women, they started out feeling uncertain, and some of them still feel uncertain. The difference is that they took action anyways. You don't have to feel ready. You just need to start moving. Every step forward creates momentum. Yeah, and the more you keep on stepping, the more momentum you build up. And it's that momentum that will help you create confidence. So the fastest way to change your life is to stop thinking, stop overthinking, and start doing. Now let's talk about another self-sabotaging belief. Women don't want guys like me. Women don't want guys like me. They want other guys, other types of guys. Especially today, yeah? Like last week, I've been called by 3 major Dutch TV networks. For the Dutchies who are watching this, the AO, the NPO, and SBS 6. And they were all asking me about the toxic manosphere and toxic influence, and they all mentioned the 80-20 rule. Now, what is the 80-20 rule? Let me get the book. The 80-20 rule. In this book, Dataclysm, which is written by Christian Rudder, the founder of OkCupid, he mentions statistics. Yeah, the book is about the statistics that they took from all the swiping data from OkCupid, which basically shows us how we operate. And from that data, it clearly shows that online, 80% of the women are aiming or swiping on the 20% of most attractive looking guys. And what a lot of podcasters, because I keep hearing the 80-20 rule, a lot of podcasters are talking about how 80% of women only want the top 20% of guys, which is absolute bullshit. When you look around, how many couples do you see where the guy is an absolute stud horse? He's a male model, chiseled by the gods, an amazing physique, a handsome face. How many couples do you see where the man is a top 10% man, a top 20% man? I hardly see them. What I see are a lot of average looking guys, average men who are in relationships, who are out with their girlfriends. Yesterday, me and my girlfriend and my daughter, we were sitting at the beach here in The Hague, Scheveningen, and we saw couples around us. And I look at them and I'm, he's not top 20%. That's not top 20%. I didn't see one top 20% guy. Not one. I saw a lot of couples. I saw a lot of relationships with smiles on their face. They were happy to be there. Look, when you go online, yeah, and you put yourself out there, a picture of you. Yeah, that's basically your marketing. And you market yourself in an online meat market. Yeah, of course they're gonna swipe right on the top 20%. I do the same thing. But you know what happens when I'm speaking to a lady in a social environment and she actually has charm, she's very feminine, she has a nice energy, kind, smiling. That actually reaches inside me and makes me feel good. It makes me want to get to know her better. And that's why I keep preaching, do not go online. Online dating is a shit strategy. It's a shit strategy obviously, for 80% of the men. So why would you do that? Why would you go there? Another statistic, yeah? I think it was Tinder, or let's say all dating apps. I can... 25% of women, 75% of men. So what you're going to tell me is that it's a smart thing to do to be a part of 75 guys and then have 25 women walking around and just choosing who they want. Of course, they're going to choose the best looking ones. That's why you don't see me laying in in an online store. Nothing beats social interactions. Nothing beats going out there. Nothing beats showing who you are, sending out subconscious signals. How? Great charisma, nice energy, your aura, a happy vibe. You cannot convince me that you are so undesirable. Well, that there's no woman that will want you. I've seen I've been doing this for a very long time, yeah? I've been doing this internationally since 2009. I've seen some cases that I've thought like, "Oh shit. How the hell are we how are we going to help this guy?" Like he's I've had a guy, and we brought him on a dating tour to Hungary, Budapest. It's a great city, by the way. You should visit. And I remember the first time that he started speaking to me, I thought he was I don't know. I thought he was joking around. He came to me speaking like this. I didn't know at the time, but that's apparently how some people stutter. I didn't know that. So I thought he was trying to make fun of me. So I sent him away. But then he came back. He said, "Man, I'm looking for Rick." I said, "Oh, yeah, that's me." And then I understood that, he actually had a stutter. He had that stutter when we went out and when he started trying to speak to women. And it got even worse. Because when he got nervous, it got worse. Well, let me tell you, within 5 days, he had amazing interactions. They were not great conversations, but they were amazing interactions. He had his first kiss. His first dates with the same girl, and the girl brought him home with her. It all happened during that one tour. And I thought that we were never going to be able to help him. So and I've seen worse. Yeah, he's just the first example that I thought of. Even though you might believe that you are undesirable, I've seen undesirable men succeeding very well. I've seen like the overweight fat guy who still looked good, who had a great energy, and he had a proper girl. And she loved him. Why? He had a great character. Yeah, he was fat. It is what it is. Yeah, but look, women respond to your energy. The women respond to how you show up, yeah, and the energy that you project. And if you see yourself as weak, as undesirable, unworthy, then they will too. But when you step up, improve yourself, and start owning your presence, like the guy with the stutter, he started owning his presence. We literally gave him a notepad, and we told him to write everything down. Like, I'm sorry, I have a severe stutter when I'm nervous, and your beauty just makes me very nervous. Like, he made whole groups of people laugh. They loved his energy. They loved the fact that he owned his stutter. It was amazing to see. And when you start owning your presence, everything changes. Look, will you get lucky with all women? No, of course not. But you will most definitely improve. Yeah, and look, women notice when you are on your path, when you are pushing your limits, when you are leading your own life. That's what makes you stand out. So stop assuming that you are not wanted and start becoming the man that they would be crazy to overlook. And another, I'm going to talk about this one as well, is the negative belief that, and this is one of the most deadliest ones. Just be yourself. Here in Holland, we have a saying that goes, op ieder potje past een dekseltje. On every glass pot, we have a lid that fits. Yeah, which basically translates to just wait around for the right woman, because when the right woman passes by, she will come into your life. And for me, that is a big no. That is passive. That is you hiding behind your weaknesses. That is you putting your future in the hands of the almighty Norse gods instead of you taking control. Do you really believe that the men who date the women that you want to date just simply got lucky? Hell no. They made themselves into the kind of men who attract these women. They put themselves out there. Like for an example, yeah, all the guys that you think are assholes. Because I keep hearing that as well. Yeah, they never choose me, the guy that can be so nice. They always choose the guy that's an asshole. Well, that guy takes action. That's why they get chosen. Because they put themselves out there. Because they develop their confidence. They develop their communication skills. They develop their social skills, their social calibration. They build up their lives by taking action. And they build it up to a point where they naturally draw in the right people. The woman that they wanted. The woman that you want. But you're not doing anything. You're not sowing the seeds. You're not putting the energy in. So the universe cannot reward you. being passive is you know, if you want the right woman to magically appear on your path, you have to walk the path. There's no other way around it. Yeah, you have to take the responsibility to create that reality. So no more waiting, no more hoping. It's time to take action. Yeah, it's time to go after what you want. Now, enough of that. Let's take some action steps on how to bounce back, because that's what it's about. Yeah, bouncing back after a breakup. First of all, you're going to have to break this cycle and stop obsessing over her and obsessing over that what was. Because most likely, having gone through it right now, 3 times myself in my life, and having gone through it 100 times with people that we work with, I know that right now you are probably stuck in a loop. You're most likely checking her socials, wondering what she's doing, wondering if she's thinking about you, imagining if she's with someone else. Stop that right now. The biggest mistake that men make after a breakup is fixating on the past instead of building their future. Like you have to understand that women, you know, they can't want to be with a man who's emotionally stuck. And the reason I say this is because, especially, you know, like a lot of guys, when they try to date again after a breakup, and then they get ghosted by the girl that they're dating, and then, you know, they knock on our doors and, yeah, I keep getting ghosted, and then I asked them, look, send me some screenshots of your WhatsApp conversations with that woman, because that will tell me everything that I need to know. Then what I get is whole bookworks of what these guys call emotional vulnerability about their ex. Yeah, but shouldn't I be emotionally vulnerable? No, dumbass. You're showing her that you're emotionally stuck. You're still emotionally stuck. You're fixated on the past. You're still talking about your ex and how she dumped you for Kevin of Sales after cheating on you with Tyrone Thundercock. She can't, even if she tried to, she can't be with a man. She can't even want to be with a man who's emotionally stuck like that. It goes against their nature. So stop following the emotionally vulnerable advice and work on becoming emotionally stable again. If you want to have a relationship again, if you want to date women after, you know, your breakup, you have to have some direction. And you know, let's talk about your ex if that's what you want to. Your ex will not come back because you texted her, begged her, liked her Instagram stories, posts, whatnot. If you really, yeah, let's do what you want, yeah? Talk about your ex. If you really want her to come back, you have to communicate signals that trigger her in an emotional way and make her regret leaving you. And she can only regret leaving you when she sees that you are leveling up. Not because you're laying in a dark corner of your bedroom crying. I want to know what love is. I want you to show me. Please come back. Without you, I'm no one. You really think that a woman wants you to sing that for her? Or communicate those kinds of signals? Without you, I'm no one. Please come back. It goes against her nature. So if you want to even have the slightest chance of her noticing you again, stop thinking about her. Start thinking about you and go that direction. Yeah, go up that mountain. And well, this one you might not like, yeah, but it's a necessary step in my opinion. Step 2, destroy the weak parts of you, of your character. Because let's be honest, if she left, there was a reason. I don't know the exact reason with you, but there was a reason. Most likely, you weren't giving her something that she needed. That she needed to feel, to keep that attraction level, to keep that magnetic pull, that when she thinks of you, she goes like, ooh. Maybe you got lazy. I had that happen. And when I got lazy, Kevin of sales came knocking. And not on my door. He came knocking at her door. Yeah? And shit happened. So maybe you too. Maybe you got lazy. Maybe you lost your edge, which happens when you get lazy. Maybe you become emotionally weak. Maybe you became predictable. Maybe you became the man that stopped being that person who you were in the first place, whatever that was. The man that she was drawn to in the first place. And and that's okay. You can't always peak. And I'm saying that knowing that as an emotional creatures, your emotions go up and down. Yeah. I know that there's some podcasters out there that, like preach this robotic message in which you should always peak. And yeah. Like if you are a highly logical and action-taking type, you're most likely to peak more. Yeah, and not let emotional shit hurt you. But I'm a more emotional guy. It's just what it is. That's my character. I'm more on the emotional side than on the logical side, and I'm an extrovert. So when I feel like shit, I will communicate it outward, one way or the other. And I know that. Yeah, so if you recognize yourself in that, you're not a robot. And that's okay, because now you know what's going on, and now you can fix it. Look, personally, I looked at a breakup as a rejection. A rejection of... a rejection in a way, like there was something going on that needs work. Yeah, like rejection to me is especially when it comes to relationships, it's a mirror. And it shows you the things that you need to work on. That's how I translated breakups to myself. And it helped. Yeah? So instead of feeling sorry for yourself, grab a notebook and ask yourself, what about me needs to change? What about me needs to improve? Did I lack ambition? Did I become needy? Did I lose my drive? You know, did I stop being a social and a fun person? Whatever it is, write it down and be brutally honest, because this is where you destroy the parts of you that need to be destroyed so that you can rebuild it. Yeah, so that you can rebuild a better version of you and rebuild into someone that is unstoppable. Another step that you can take is building your body and building your confidence. Yeah, that is the fastest way to reset your confidence. Get into the gym. I remember that during my last breakup, and I really felt that heart pain, that I dove into the science of heartbreaks. And all the hormones flushing through your body, that the stress hormones that make you want to hide from life. One of the best ways to manage and push away those stress hormones is to get into the gym, to have your brain create, fire new hormones into your system. And besides that, nothing transforms your mindset faster than physical progress. So what I did, I went to the gym at least 6 times a week for 2 hours. Motherfucker. Look, when you start pushing yourself physically, you start seeing results. Yeah, you feel stronger, you look better, and guess what? You will notice. People around you will notice. Women will notice. Yeah, so forget about the old you, become a new version of you. And if you still think about your ex, well, she remembers the old you. The soft, comfortable, predictable version. I do not like talking about exes and about how to get revenge on your ex, or how to get back, or how to make her regret, because I do not like to help you focus on what's been. Yeah, but guys always ask me, so what's the best way to make her feel regret? By becoming a better version of you. Yeah? If you must still think of your ex, if that's something that you must do, imagine then that she sees you 6 months from now. You're lean, you're muscular, you're stronger, you're moving with confidence. You're leveling up. Again, I don't want to help you focus on her, but I know that she's still on your mind. See it that way then. If she sees me in 6 months, she left me for that loser. Well, if she sees me in 6 months or in a year from now, I want her to regret it. And you can only accomplish that goal by building yourself up mentally, physically. And also by this step, leveling up your lifestyle. Because women want a man who's going somewhere. Yeah, they want a man who's excited about life, who has goals, who's living his life with purpose. And if you've been sitting around feeling sorry for yourself, doing the same shit every day, it's time to level up. Start a new project, learn a new skill, make a little bit more money, move to a new city. That's a good thing to do. Change your environment, change something. When you start living a more interesting life, you become a more interesting person, a more charismatic person, a more attractive person to everyone around you, including higher quality women. Because higher quality women don't want a man who's stagnant, especially these days. The game has changed. The society has changed. Women are leveling up. So, yeah, are you going to stay behind, or are you going to evolve? Are you going to level up yourself? And step 5, this is very important as well. This is one of the most important ones, is rebuild your social life. Stop being isolated. There's research being done. And people who have social support systems recover faster from either when they lose someone in their life because they died, or because of a breakup. And too many guys shut themselves off from the world after a breakup. They ghost their friends. They stop going out. They retreat into a shell. They stay home in a dark corner. Don't do that. Do not become that isolated person, because it will become your new normal, and it's not normal. It's not normal for you to be isolated. Start going out again. Join new social circles. Make new friends. Women are naturally drawn to men who have a social life. The moment you become the guy who has options, who's surrounded by people, who's living his life, that's when you become a magnetic man. And then at some point, you're not chasing women, they are chasing you. Why? Because you're a magnetic aura. And step 6, get back into the dating market, but in a very smart way. Yeah? Because now you've taken all that steps, you've put in the work. Now it's time to re-enter the dating world. But not the way that most guys do it. Oh, let's create a profile. That's the manly thing to do, creating a profile. Look, guys, if you are following dating coaches that tell you how to improve your dating profile, unfollow them. Do not create a profile on a dating app. You will lose on many different levels. You will lose time, you will lose money, you will lose energy, you will lose communication skills, you will lose social skills. Yeah, your social calibration goes down. You're not supposed to be on an app. We just talked about that earlier on. Yeah, if you're not a very attractive looking guy who lives a lifestyle and who in his first picture can communicate, I am good looking, I have wealth, and I have a lifestyle to offer, and I have status, dating apps are not for you. You have to get your ass out the door. You don't need validation through, with a match. Oh, I have a match. Oh, I feel good about myself now. How manly is that? It's a big mistake. It's you taking a low effort, low reward step. So get back out there. Get out there with a mentality of I'm an amazing man. I'm doing the work. That's why I allow myself to walk into a social environment with a big smile. And when I walk into the door, instead of running to the bar to get a beer, no, you walk in with a cocky smile on your face and you present yourself. Yes, that's right. I have arrived. Go in with intention. That's how you will meet the quality woman that you really desire. Instead of walking in, feeling, as if, like the guy that is not supposed to be there. We all know the guys, they walk in and they make themselves small. They're afraid to take up space. They hide in a dark corner. They look around. They have their beer against their chest, And hey, man, I'm happy that you take the first steps. Yeah, you're there. You're already doing what most guys today are not doing. That's going out and presenting themselves. But instead of walking in like this, you're a prize, man. Especially today, like there's a whole gray mass of guys out there that are not doing anything. They're sitting at home. They're jerking off to porn. They are angry at women because they don't get any matches. Don't be that guy. Become that version of yourself that any woman would regret losing. Because a lot of women are out there, like for an example, where we have here in Holland, Amsterdam, for an example. When I go to Amsterdam with a few of my buddies, there's hordes of women out there. There's not so many guys. And the guys that are out there hardly speak to the women. We get approached by the women. It's that time now. When you go out, you dress properly, present yourself in a presentable way. Women will talk to you. Because there's a big gray mass of guys out there. No one's jumping out of the crowd. There is hardly any competition. So if you only dress smarter, become a little bit more charismatic, work on your social skills, on your communication skills, and bring a nice vibe, you're already ahead of the crowd. Yeah, so now it's up to you. Yeah, I've given you some strategies on how to bounce back after a breakup and how to get back into the dating market. Watching videos and trainings and listening to podcasts, it's fun. It might inspire you, might motivate you, might teach you a few things, but it's all up to you taking action. Yeah, so that's my wish for you, my brother. That's why I do this, in order for you to be inspired, motivated, and to give you some tools so that you can take action. And then in a few years from now, when you found your girlfriend and maybe you want to marry, maybe you become a father, you will send me that email. Hey, dude, you don't know who I am, but this is a picture of me with my girl and my baby, and it's all thanks to you. And I've already had those pictures. I already have those emails. And that's amazing, And I love having that. But brother, I hope this inspired you a little bit. Yeah, don't hide away in a dark corner. Take action. Like this training, like the video. Share it with someone that needs to see it. Subscribe to the channel, please. Yeah, we're going to build an international community. We've already started. I said that in the beginning as well. If you want to be part of that community, just send me a message, community. I will get you the link, and then you will find your way to our online community where you can discuss your challenges, discuss any obstacles that you're facing, ask questions. I might make videos about them. We have weekly Q&A calls. We have weekly community calls. Yeah, I call them the bonfire talks. We open up Zoom for everybody to join in and just talk and network with guys from all over the world. Yeah, so you're more than welcome to join. And brother, with a lot of love, I see you in the next training.